We are live in Bucca di Beppo. We got Flock U for you. We got a big flock tonight. Big flocking crowd over here. What's up, everybody? Woo! I like it. You know, it's funny. If we feed them, they show up. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely. Food is always a great thing.
It absolutely is. Welcome, everybody. We're very excited for you to be here. Make sure you guys take great care of the crew here at Bucca di Beppo. They're going to take great care of you. Got a little buffet set up for you that you can enjoy. If you want anything that's not in the buffet, of course, the menu's available. The bar is open. Ben was going to pay for the bar, but he's not 21. So he's not 21. So you guys got to pay for your own drink. Sorry. Ben was late. He was like, I want to do this for the flock. And then it turned out he's just not legally allowed to buy you guys drinks. Sorry. It was right there. Good. A round of applause for Ben. Come on, for taking it. He thought about it. He was going to do it, Coach. And of course, sitting next to me is the coach, the general manager. He is also the professor himself of Flock University, Damon Ware, everybody. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great. Just tired. Working hard.
Wake Coach up. Let's go. Come on.
There's a lot going on, obviously, to get ready for this season, but we're just super excited. Holiday season's here, so obviously a lot to discuss as far as the holiday season. I want to make sure everybody has got the right gifts under the tree this year, but we're super excited and just tired, just grinding away, getting ready for this season.
See what he just did right there is that's coach speak for, hey, Levack, tell people the stuff that I don't have to tell them because it's your job. And I'm down. I'll do it. All right, so let's do this. Let's run through some things real quick. I know this is what you guys are going to want to know. I'll start with bogus merch. We are working very closely with Elevation 10,000 to get you guys a great merch page. And also the Arena Football League, the AFL, they're putting together stuff on the Humble app. So between the two, we will have a lot of great stuff for you. It ain't out yet. And if you see something that is not linked to our website, it's not us. I know there was a hacker or something that went on a lot of our social media pages and put out that you could buy, sweatshirts and whatnot. I'm really hoping for anybody who did buy them, they show up, but that is not us. If you ever have a question about that, feel free to either email me, Levack at firebirdsafl.com, call in, any of that stuff, because listen, I want you guys to have merch and gear and great Firebird stuff more than anybody, probably more than you even want it yourself, to be honest with you. But I want to make sure you get it right, and I want to make sure you actually get it. And I want to make sure that you don't have a new personality somewhere in Bangladesh that you don't know about because you wanted to get a hoodie and support your favorite arena football team. But so watch out for that. If you see something, as soon as we saw it, we banned them. I believe it was a hacked individual. I don't know. I don't think whatever her name was, we'll just call her Missy. I don't think Missy really was selling a bunch of Firebirds hoodies out of her basement. If she was, and she's good at making them, we'll hire her. But it's so watch out for bogus merch. Tis the season, and just as much as we all want to do good things for each other, bad people want to take your wallet. So just be aware of that. Bogus merch, don't touch it, leave it alone. At least email, ask, and we'll take good care of you. We'll make sure it's there. Ticket update. I know a lot of you guys are waiting patiently to buy your tickets. Oh, who booed me? Was that? I think it was actually one of the owners who booed me.
Here we go.
He's been waiting to boo me all day. Right. So realistically speaking, we've got the phone lines now. We're gonna have those ready. We'll put it out there for you today during the show. Even we have people ready to go. I'm actually interviewing another person who will oversee tickets all together tomorrow. But the bottom line is this: fans of Albany Arena football, y'all been through a lot. You've seen some things. You've lost tickets. We're still chasing a guy who turns out he's still pretty fast, even though he hasn't been in the NFL in a while, to get you everything back. But we made a decision that we're not putting the tickets out until it's right, and it's got to be 100% right. So there's some fluctuating dates that have changed some things, and if we're being perfectly blunt, everyone is going to tell you that this new league is going to be flawless and perfect and everything. It's a brand new league. So there's going to be some hurdles, some hiccups. Those are for us. Those aren't for you. You shouldn't have to deal with the hurdles or the hiccups. So I promise you that if you have been a season ticket holder, you will get first right of refusal on your tickets. They will not be stolen from out from underneath you without you having a perfect opportunity to get them back. But until we have enough where we can say, okay, you put a down payment down, I know that you've got the information you need to feel like you got what you paid for. And of course, down payments, we will refund them if anything changes between now and then. but we want to make sure you have what you got. Like whatever you pay for, we want you to get it. So that's the goal here. So it's taking a little longer. If you want to be mad at anybody, go ahead, boo me. Go ahead, boo me. Go ahead. Your hate fuels me. But it's a decision. Like I can't wear the title of president and not make sure you guys are provided for and taken care of. So even if you're gonna be mad at me, I'd rather you be mad at me right now because you don't have your tickets when you want them, than be mad at me when the tickets are supposed to be here and they ain't right. So you can be mad at me right now. You can boo me again if you want. Your heart's not in it. It's no fun. You're gonna do it. There it is. But we're working on it. We're talking to the league. We're talking to the arena. We're getting everything set, and we're making it flawless. Like
at the end of the day, let's be real. We're gonna have your tickets. You'll have them to put under the tree. That's the most important thing for us is that you're able to
share
be a palm
this
tree.
Gift. Could be a palm tree.
Right.
Might not be a Christmas tree. I don't know.
A palm tree. Sure. But we want you to have these to put under your tree to be able to share these with all your loved ones. So we are working diligently to make all this stuff happen. So yeah.
Don't boo him. He's right. He's doing everything right. He's getting you a team that is gonna kick butt for you. But obviously we want you guys to be happy because if you're not in the seats, it's kind of boring to play that game. It gets quiet in there. It's weird. So just so you know, like we're on it. We're all over it. We're gonna keep it moving, and we'll get you taken care of, and it'll be as seamless as humanly possible when it's ready to go. It should be very, very soon. I thought it would be today, but it's a couple questions that I still have that have not been answered to my liking. I will tell you this, something everybody's liking, our good friends here at Bucca, Dan and the crew, they got food out there for you right now. So if you want to grab some food and eat, look at them. I like it. It's like a wedding. I just gave permission. That table can go. That table can go. Everybody go grab some food. Make sure you take care of these guys. They're taking great care of you. And I want to make sure we're invited back. So
Dan and his crew do such a good job. You guys got to appreciate this. We've loved having our show here. He does a great job. So pay some homage to them and treat them wonderfully. We're super excited about being here.
Yeah, it's going to be a good partnership, good family with the best family restaurant in the area, Bucca di Beppo and the Albany Firebirds. All right, let's have some fun. New players. I thought you already had the best roster, and you keep improving it. So what do you got going on, Coach?
So for us, we're obviously going to build the best possible football team that we can. This week, we were able to sign Tony Fair. Tony Fair is a big-time defensive lineman from the University of Auburn. He's a stud. He's a kid that's right on the cusp of making it to the next level. He was up at the XFL for a little bit. He's fell back. Obviously, we feel good about getting him an opportunity to get better and produce and work on some of the things that he needs to get better at. And so he is a big, big signing for the Firebirds. You guys are going to be excited to see this kid get after it and chase down quarterbacks and running backs. He is just a absolute stud. So we're super excited about him. Tony, if you're watching, let's get yourself in shape and get ready to go. But we're super excited about Tony.
Big dude.
He's 340, 350 in that region. We're going to try to get him down to about 330 when camp opens up. But he is going to be a force to be reckoned with any center in this league. He'll be there and he'll get active. So
would he be a defensive specialist, or is he going to play some O-line too?
Now, again, we still haven't finalized the rules as far as the specialist. Obviously, the old game, we have 2 specialists. Last year, we were able to have 3 specialists. We're still working that out. By December 15th, we'll have the final rule book will be done. So I'm obviously fighting for a specialist. He'd be a great kid to be a specialist, just be able to get after the passers. But we'll find that out. Obviously, December 15th, we should have those answers. And by our show on the 20th, we should have those answers for our fans.
I think it's important to like put this out there. Your knowledge, your history of coaching, they're listening to your suggestions. So some of the reason we don't have all the rules yet is they haven't. Damon's over there like, oh, yeah, point of order. I just want to. I would be better if we did it this way. So I think that's important to point out. And it's. We wish we had all the answers again, but we're also trying to make sure the answers are the right answers, and he's doing it by fighting for the right answers for us.
There is something of keeping the history of the AFL intact, and so obviously that's important, and I'm big on keeping the history intact. But the game has also changed, and there's There's not as many players that play both ways. There's those challenges. And so for us to make the game clean, to make it better, to make it funner, to make it more specialized, it's always better to have a few more specialists that only go one way so we can make the game cleaner. And so that's obviously what I'm fighting for. I know there's a bunch of other coaches as well that are fighting for the same thing, is let's make the game as clean as possible. Let's make it as exciting as we possibly can. But let's keep the history with it. And so we're excited but we're really excited about what's going to happen here in the AFL in 2024.
That's got to be a big challenge. Like, how do you, because you see it with like baseball now, Major League Baseball, like how do you modernize Ironman Arena football, but still keep it Ironman Arena football?
And that's what we're trying to do is, there is the past and there's the future. And so we've got to bridge that gap somewhere in the middle of that. But the game has changed. Our players have changed. Their attitudes have changed. The toughness of the game has changed. The size of the players has changed. And so when you look at all those things, there is some necessities that it's okay to adjust a little bit and keep that history intact, but also be cognizant that it's a different day and a different time. Our players are a little bit different. And so I hope that we do a good job of blending the history with the current state of the game.
I feel like it's in good hands with the professor. I did see this real quick. Nani, where? Yeah, keep your shows there, Jeff. I feel like I read that appropriately, right? Did I read that the way she meant it?
So
you come hang out. How about you come hang out, and I'll make sure it happens.
I guess it's a bad time to tell her. Never mind. I'll tell her later.
What we always try to do is we try to make sure that the people who take care of us are taken care of, especially the flock and Bucca, and some other friends, and we'll tell you where next week's show is going to be by the end of this show, and we'll travel a little bit as we get to the end of December to try and spread the love, spread the flock around. But it did feel like that was a bit of a threat towards me. Feels like
that's her.
Feels
that's
like
between you and her.
Professor is
right.
gonna learn me something.
Right. That's between you and her.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I want to say this real. I just see this. Ronnie has just said, Jeff Levack, I still didn't get my refund from last year's season tickets. Ronnie, that group is a different group now. Like, I left early in that, and other people were forced to stay with that group a little longer. What I can possibly do, if you want to email me, Levack@firebirdsafl.com. I'll do my not roofie me, email me. What's going on back there?
Right.
It's a family place. I'll see what I can do about making sure that your questions pointed in the right direction and see what I can find out. I may not be able to find out much because I don't know if you know this or not, but that one individual does not doesn't really like me at all. Told me to go eat a hot dog and shut my mouth one time. So yeah, there's no glizzies here at Bucca di Beppo.
He doesn't like that many people, and he actually misses AB. So
yeah, well, that's all. One of his 15 personalities. So anything like that, if I can't always help, but I'll do my best to help. Is all I can say about things like that. And again, if I need to be booed, I'll be booed. It's fine. I kind of liked it. It was nice. It made me feel decent about the world. So big player sign. We're gonna have to yell War Eagle a lot. Auburn guy.
Don't gotta yell War Eagle, but War Firebirds. But yes,
I like that.
We've got a big guy that will definitely put the pressure on other quarterbacks. We're super excited. I've got to say it over and over again. I mean, this year was a defensive year. Going into the offseason, talking to our coaching staff, we've got to build a better defense. We've been number one in offense the last few years, and we've been towards the bottom in defense. And so obviously that is important, is take some of the pressure off the offense by being great on defense. We went out and found the absolute best defensive players that we could find. And as a coaching staff, we had a coaches meeting last week, and we watched all the films of all the defensive players, and our defensive staff is super excited. I mean, we have some really, really good defensive players. And so that's what it's all about. We want to take some of that pressure off the offense. Obviously, offensively, we've done our thing. That will continue to be the same. Our goal is obviously to be number one in offense, But this year, that's what I've told our coaching staff is we need to be number one on defense. We haven't been number one on defense in the last couple of years. It's time to be number one in defense. And so we're getting after it on both sides of the ball. And so we're really excited about the players that we've signed.
So, all right. So I've always heard, obviously I've never been a head coach or a coordinator. I think I'm good enough. I've said it many times on the radio, but when you're the offensive coordinator, your job is to score. Score. That's all that matters. Like, that's your job. It's not your job to think about the defense any more than I'm going to get you some more points on the board. How difficult is it to go from being the OC of a team that's led, I think, all of arena football and indoor football in points scored to being the guy who now goes, okay, I still want to score those points, but I do want to focus on defense? How's that mindset? How does that turn over?
Well, like I said, that's what it's all about. It's always about evaluation. And so self-scouting and figuring out what we do great, what we do that we can get better at. And so for me, that's been the number one thing for me going to the offseason was how do we go? We've been number one in offense every year. That's not a problem. We've been number one in rushing the ball. That's been our goal. That's been great. But how do we make our football team better? Because every team out there is getting better. If you look at a lot of the signings across the AFL, there's some very, very good players being signed in the AFL. And so you always have to be ahead of the curve. How do we get ahead of the curve? How do we figure out those things? And so we've sat down and watched a bunch of the films over the past, and let's get better on defense. Let's put more pressure on the passer. Let's make our defensive backs have a little easier job. And we've done a great job over many years in Albany as far as our back end. Our secondary players have been very, very good over the last several years. But this year, we don't want them to have to hold on and cover for 3 or 4 seconds and on every single play. We want to get after the quarterback, and in 2 seconds, if that ball's not gone, we've got a sack. And so we went into the offseason. That was our biggest concern. We've completely changed what our box looks like going into 2024. If you go through the players and just kind of see what we've done with our box is going to get after the quarterback. We're going to be to protect the passer. I mean, we're the only team. If you look at how many linemen we've signed going into camp, there is no other team in the country in any of the leagues anywhere. I don't care, other than an outdoor team. The outdoor teams are the only teams that have as many linemen as we have. And so the point is we've done a great job of identifying all those weaknesses, identifying great talent across the board, getting ourselves a little bit younger so we have some base to build on over the next couple of years. We want to be here for the next 10 years winning 10 championships. And that's what we go after. We're not modest. We're not, hey, just hit this. We want to win every year for our fans. Our fans feed us. It's a frenzy. We have a great time at our game days, and we want to make sure we maintain this reign. And that's what we go after. And so our coaching staff every year, it's always to put those things into motion is, how are we going to be the best football team in the country? How are we going to maintain that number one ranking we've had over 2 of the last 3 years of being the number one team in the whole country? We're going to continue to do that by bringing in the best talent, bringing in the best coaches, and continuing all the way to the ownership level. Our ownership group is just absolutely outstanding with our 3 owners. And so all of these things are what makes us what we are. And so we wouldn't be what we are without all you fans. And so we love you guys. Keep showing up and showing out for us, and we're going to keep working hard for you.
See, the defense thing is something that nobody talks about for arena football. Now, when I first talked to you, I was doing the radio show, and you were like, we're going to run the ball. I'm like, yeah, sure you are. Nobody runs the ball in arena football, maybe a little bit here and there. And the first score of the Empire
Ross on a 30-something yard run.
Yeah, it was a run play. So when you say defense, it's really going to happen. I think that's something, too, like as a fan of football, if we could get behind something that nobody else in the country is able to get behind, like nobody's going to have a defense that gets after the quarterback because you're supposed to get rid of it fast in this game. That's something like Sean just put out here, New Sack City. We have to come up with stuff because if we're getting sacks and it's happening on a game, that's something no other team's going to be able to say. Like, we're going to score, obviously. That's what your offenses do. But if we're smacking around the other quarterback, no other one's doing that. We can be proud of something nobody else can be proud of.
Look, we evaluate our team to the finest detail every offseason. And so my point is that's what it is. We want to be better on defense. We just haven't been good enough on defense. and that's not to take anything away from the players that we've had here on defense. They've all done a great job.
Well, they did what they were asked to do.
Exactly.
Right.
And so the point is it is that time to do something different. And so that's always the good thing about changes. Let's identify the differences that we need to have. And so we've identified that, and it was our front. And so let's get our front to the level that we can get after the quarterback, that we can take some pressure off of our secondary and take some of our pressure off the offense. Being on the offense, obviously our goal is to score every single time we touch the football, but boy, is that a hard thing to do every single game. It is, you want to be perfect, and we game plan for perfection, and we do all these things. And again, we've got, Darius Prince, the goat out here catching touchdowns, and we put all these pressure on all these guys. But if we could get a couple of stops, of sacks, and get these guys in bad position where now we take that pressure off, it's just something that we've really, we just haven't built up enough in the past. We're doing it now. And so our offense is going to maintain exactly where we're at. I love the offensive pieces we put together. I love our running backs that we've brought in. Our offensive line is incredible. We've really put together a special group of kids, and I'm excited to get them out. Obviously, when the rest of the announcements come out, hearing about our first game, you guys are going to be very excited about the first game and how that's going to go down. But as we put those things together, you're going to be real excited about that first game. Obviously, our first game is against the Orlando Predators. We're hosting them right here. We got to pack this house and do some special things. It is going to be one incredible night, and I can't wait to share all those details as they come out.
I love it. All right, so I've started thinking about stats, sacks, stuff like that. Tim Capper's on here. Speaking of keeping history, will the 2024 version of the Firebirds be adopting the historical Albany AFL record book, or will the team league be starting from scratch? I think we've said this to Tim before. I believe Tim runs arenafan.com, which I'm pretty sure is where the stats are. So Tim, it's kind of up to you. I think the goal would be to continue the stats, but at the same time, do we have the stats? If it's not the same AFL, that AFL
correct
had its flaws, and that's why it's gone. The goal for this AFL is to take what was great about the Arena Football League, and then anything that wasn't great, toss it and build from there. So we don't have everything the old AFL had.
But that's the important thing, is we definitely want to be a part of that history. And so, Tim, obviously we'll get with you and try to figure out all of the details so we can make that part of the present. But our whole thing is to pay homage to the past. There were some great players in the past. There was a championship game that was won against the Orlando Predators 25 years ago. These are all things that are important to us. Obviously, if that banner is hanging in our rafters, so all those things make it a part of today. Obviously, things change. There's some things that are adjusted, and you do things a little bit differently. But ultimately, when it's all said and done, that Firebirds is our Firebirds.
Absolutely. I will say this. So Tom wants us to bring the flock to Clifton Park. Tom, tell me who to call. Tell me who wants us to come by and visit, and we'll be there. But I will tell you that it's not that big of a trip down to Bucca. You got to come to Bucca di Beppo, because the food is great, the people are great, and everybody. The reason that it's so quiet here right now is everyone's mouth is full, and and as a fat guy, I'm offended you didn't wait for me. Make sure you take care of Dan's crew here at Bucca, because they definitely are taking great care of us.
Tim, if you've got a place up there in Clifton Park that wants to host a show, please give us a call. We'd love to spread our holiday joys to everybody in the capital region.
I thought you were gonna say spread our wings, another Firebirds thing. I thought it was right there. It was right there.
You got that.
It was right there. We'll spread our wings across the capital region. Yeah, it's all about, like, obviously we want to be everywhere. We want to help everyone. We want to be a part of it. We want to shake hands. We want to look. The more we're out, probably the more you're gonna at least like him. He's nice. Darius is a good guy. Dwayne's great. You're probably gonna come to games. That's why I get locked in the office when I'm in the corner for reasons. Don't forget that. But no, we want to be everywhere. So if you have a suggestion, if you have an invite for us, don't be shy. Send it over. We'd love to get to know more people and keep it rolling. Speaking of getting to know people and keeping it rolling, I noticed I was sick this weekend. So I've heard I've got a lot of, we'll say, attitude from the head coach of the UAlbany Great Danes, Greg Gattuso, but I saw on a sideline cam, I saw you guys wandering around.
Absolutely. We're going to support all the teams here. So Albany, the Albany Firewolves, we're going to be there for all you guys. We want you to support us as well. And support is free. I mean, really. And so we went out and saw the Great Danes obviously win their last home game. It was something we had a great time. It's good to scout those kids as well. We were able to go out there against their game against Richmond. They did one phenomenal job. Coach Gattuso and that defensive front, talking about defense. Yeah. You want to talk about those guys getting after it.
We call them the single-digit dudes.
Oh,
because all those dudes up front are just going.
Right. Number 8, number 4.
Yeah.
Those kids, 42, the linebacker, those kids get after it. And I'm telling you, we were hoping they would get another home game. I actually watched the Southern Illinois and Idaho game, went into overtime. We thought that they had won the game, and we were able to come support them again. Obviously, they had missed the field goal, and Idaho went ahead and win it, so they've got to go to Idaho. But we'll be there in spirit. You guys did a phenomenal job. You guys are getting after it, and so Coach Gattuso, we support you, and go out there and get that win, and let's go on to the next round.
He's a lot like you, Coach Gattuso. He doesn't need the pat in the back or any of that stuff, but that's kind of why I'm here, because you guys need it whether you don't know it or not. So I was trying to make Goat Tuso shirts, and he wouldn't let me. So just so you know, if you want,
I like that though, Goat Tuso.
Yeah, if you want a Goat Tuso shirt, it's not only honoring the man, it'll also make him angry with me, which is a double win for everybody. But it's see the challenges he's faced, and you saw it. You built an offense during COVID. He had a playoff team in 2019, and then with New York State rules and laws and everything like that, he got put on pause basically. Right. And now that team is back to where it was supposed to be all along. So as a guy who had to build championship teams during all of that, it's got to be like kind of, I don't know, vindicating even to you to see it work on another field.
Their front is so special, though. It literally, I felt sorry for Richmond's quarterbacks, and they went through 3 of them. Like, let's not mince words. They went through 3 quarterbacks in that game. Their front gets after it like nobody's business, and you know what? We want to be just the same way. And it was just a special thing to watch that from the sidelines, get to be able to talk to some of their players and give them some high fives and things. And so we're super excited, obviously, to be able to support them. Again, we want to support every team that's around here. Anybody that's here that has games, it doesn't matter. Patrons, the Firewolves, Albany, we'll be at all those things. I am a sports freak. I love sports, and I will support all you guys as much as I can.
Before we move on to the Firewolves, my radio co-host clearly is bored. Hey, Coach, how's the Christmas shopping going? It's God's everyone. Make sure he knows you. He's clearly babysitting his own children right now.
Christmas, the holidays is always an interesting thing. I'm part of me just absolutely loves the holidays, and part of me is just it's another time. When there's this time where you're almost forced to buy gifts and do things for people, it doesn't have as special of a meaning. Obviously, the meaning of it behind Christmas has been distorted a little bit. But obviously love spending time with the family and all those things. Me personally, as a father and as a husband, I love just some days just saying, what do you want today? And going to buy it. And that to me gives me a better feeling, because it's kind of the day that I want to do it. And so I always ask my kids is, do you prefer me to, and we call it in our house gift day. My wife would probably laugh about it, but I call it gift day. And so I always ask them, do you want a big Christmas and I do everything on Christmas time, or do you want me to give you some on Christmas and kind of spread it out and do gift day throughout the year? My family says gift day every time, because obviously there's going to be way more opportunities if you let me do it that way. And there's just days we'll just be driving down the street. We go out to eat and I'll drive. Well, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Let's go get it. And it's to me, it's more fun. It's more spontaneous, but obviously the spirit of Christmas is a wonderful thing. We'll go to a Christmas party next week with the Capital City Region Chamber, and we spread as much joy as we can. It's just, it's half good, half bad. It's become a little bit too too much capitalistic at this point, but we love it.
Nani. Gift day. she just commented in.
Start laughing.
And then let me just give Gaz his attention so that he'll go back to doing whatever, like picking his nose. Chicken parm or chicken marsala?
I'm not a cheese guy. Funny enough.
I saw that.
I rarely eat cheese. Some pizza every now and again. I love like some queso, but I'm not a guy that dumps a bunch of cheese on my stuff. And so my wife loves cheese.
That's why I have the swimmers building. You don't.
So I'm gonna have to say the marsala would be the choice.
Right. Are you happy now, guys? Can you leave us alone? I had to talk to you for 2 hours today. Leave me alone. I've had enough guys for one day. All right, so
did you guys have the Firewolves on today?
We did have the Firewolves on today, Coach Clark, and he's Canadian nice. It makes me forget that he was on the Toronto Rock, who beat the Attack back in the day for the championship, and now he's trying to bring a championship to the Firewolves. He owes us that championship, in my opinion. Oh. They're 1-0. They won in Vegas, and then Saturday they have their home opener.
Absolutely.
So we got to get out there. Listen, they have their pack. We have our flock. I think our flock should support them as much as possible. Get back to the building, kind of stretch a little bit. Remember how to yell in that building and scream. I know the Kepners know how to yell and scream in that building. I know. Matter of fact, it was quiet before they came back. I'm just saying. But yeah, so it's just good to see those guys and just know that it's about, like, any sports happening in the MVP arena is good.
Absolutely. I know Sienna's playing tonight. If we could get out there, obviously we would do that. But Sienna, we'll be out there to see you guys play one of your next home games. But we're going to support everybody. We're going to be there. You'll see Firebirds logos everywhere. But we'll support everybody and hope you guys come and support us as well.
All right. So speaking of, the Firewolves, Sienna and all that stuff, this is the home opener for the Firewolves. They're hosting the reigning champs from Buffalo. And these guys travel. I guess they had like 1,000 people last year at our arena. So there was 1,000 Buffalo fans in our house. And I don't care what the sport is. That's not okay. That can't happen. We have to go and make sure that there's more of us than them. I don't care. I'll go find the lady who's making knockoff merch and I'll get it for you. We'll go represent the Firebirds at the Firewall. I don't care. But we do need to get out there. We're all going to be there and support them. We're going to have a blast because it's just good. It's good to be in our house. It's good to support our roommates. And
that's our thing. Obviously, as a football team, protect our house. We don't want anybody coming into our house doing anything that we don't want them to do, and that definitely includes them winning a ball game. And so it's something that we hold dear. Our home games, we speak about that all week. We don't want to lose at home. This is our place. This is where we do our business. We never want to lose in this building. And so exciting stuff.
Gaz's wife just texted me and said he is actually picking his nose right now. I love his wife. She makes it all okay. All right. So the Firewolves are coming. I did, Ben, our guy Benny Wednesday sent me something earlier today. Is Jeff Laporte here? Jeff? Happy birthday, Jeff. Everybody, it's Jeff's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Dan and the fine people at Bucca di Beppo bought you dinner for your birthday. There you go. Thank you. Everybody. 65. Okay. You don't look a day over 66. No, wait, hold on. He's aging backwards. All right. We got a Benjamin Button situation here at Bucca di Beppo. Well, happy birthday, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. You look great. You look great. You know, is this obviously your older brother or something over here? Oh, you're part of Benny Wednesday's clan. Okay, that makes sense. Now it all comes together. Yeah, man, it's a family affair, the flock. You come out and see us and hang out with us.
We love it.
I will. I think it's time for some questions from the flock.
Absolutely.
Because again, the food smells really good, and I wouldn't mind getting over and having some of it. If you're here and you want to ask a question, feel free to walk on up. We'll answer the best we can. If you're online, whether it be Facebook or YouTube with the Firebird social medias, feel free to ask a question. We'll answer the best we can. And if we've answered them all already, it's time to have a couple cold beverages and eat some food. I think that's what it comes down to. I see what I did. Just so everybody knows, that's why I answered the ticket question first, because I knew I was going to get hit about the ticket question. I don't know. Like Steve over there is the one who came up last time. He's like, I'm very hard to shop for. Everything he owns has a Steelers logo or a Yankees logo on it. He's just buy him a Steeler or a Yankee logo, something. It doesn't, and he's good. I'm very hard to shop for. Very, very distinguished taste. It's not black and gold or pinstriped. I don't want it.
As long as he's got some Firebirds merch and tickets under his tree, we're all for it.
He'll definitely be one of the first ones in line. We'll take care of them, picking on them the best we can. As I sit here, I see like not a ton of questions tonight. Guys, don't be shy. And if your mouth is full, I'll wait for you. It's all right. It's good food. I understand. Go ahead, Rich. Richard Kepner, what do you got, buddy? Block parties. We intend to bring the block parties back. I've already reached out to the city. There was nothing that's happened that would stop us from having them, which is something I was worried about. But no, we will be able to file for permits and everything else just like usual. Actually talked to a couple beverages you wouldn't expect and they would like to be a part of it. So, and when I say beverages you wouldn't expect, I was like, you really? Okay, cool. So we're going to have, it'll be back and it'll be fun. So it's all these things that we're trying to, we want to make it as much as possible. Let me put it like this. You guys are in charge. If you want to do something and you come out in force, we're going to do it. You know what I mean? If having a party in the street before the game means a couple extra 100 people in the game, we're going to have a party in front of the building. It's all about putting a product on the field that you guys want as far as he's concerned. It's all about building a party that makes you guys want to go to a football game as far as I'm concerned. So if you want to, DJ band and cold beverages and hot food out in the street before the game, we'll get it done.
Love it.
Well, that was easy. That's it. Oh, thank you. So please stop.
Hey.
Please. Okay. Where's your all access passes? They're right behind the handcuffs. That gentleman in the I've hidden them in my restraining order, and if you just pull that out, you'll see it. Well, listen. You're not looking for a pass? Are we gonna have thunder from down like male strippers? Is that what you're looking? Is that what you mean? So you want? I'm sorry. Male dancers at the block party is what you're looking for? Yeah, absolutely. Good news? Yes. Bad news? It's me and Ben. Oh, we don't dance for dollars, all right?
Good stuff.
Ben's hand's like, you are not doing that. Listen, when Benny Ice comes out, it's a whole nother animal. I mean, he gets shimmy, yaw. You can come out in your Alex Verdugo jersey and switch off to a Yankee one. Benny's like, whoa. Ouch. Hey, Boston's that way.
Talk about Buffalo or Boston. You're in trouble with them.
Oh, I know, man. Come on. So what Victoria's saying is, since I said if we request it, we'll do it. Listen, I'll be straight up with you. If you tell me that you can go get enough people that want to, like people who haven't been to a game yet, are like, you know what? You put some Australian studs out there in G-strings, I'll make the call. I'm not. I'll be out there like, oh, I wonder how many squats he does. I'm not proud, man. My job is to make sure you guys come and enjoy the game. Darius, would you dance in the street before the game? Yeah. Darius goes, me. Come on. Now you find out why they really call him the GOAT. What? What's that? My poor guy over here is already an Ohio State fan. Don't do this to him. He's been through enough. Let me figure out a way to do that for you that doesn't make me hate my life. And then we'll figure it out. There's got to be something we can do. I mean, maybe like retired players will come out and shake it, Now she's on. I love that her husband is right there and she's like, firefighters, former players, anybody who's had a crunch in the last 3 years, just bring them. Bring them to mama. When you embarrass Lisa, I mean, that's a whole nother. All right. Any questions? Anything?
Nope.
Brittany wants us to do that she wants a Firebirds car wash this summer. Now, we got. I see Shutdown Hollis. I see the goat Darius in the back. Would you guys put on like Speedos and wash cars this summer? Hollis said, "Not in my job description." Darius didn't say no. I just think he would. I don't think any of the money would fund it to the team. I can tell you that. And then your wife, oh sweet baby Jesus. And then you've been outvoted by a lot of the people online that they don't want that. There's a lot of people. Oh dear God, no, please no. I might just be that. I said I would do it. That could be the problem. All right. Well, if there's no more question, what? Yeah, who is it? Max, happy birthday! Hey! Max. Max, you gonna play for the team this year? He's like, nah, her coach makes you run a lot. Conditioning is tough. All right. So thank you so much, everybody. If you guys again, I'm gonna give you one more round to ask some questions. If not, we'll all break bread together, have some fun. All right, we're gonna break bread and have some fun. No, make sure you guys get over to Bucca di Beppo. It is the place to hang out with your family and everything else. They made a great buffet for everybody. Round of applause for Dan and his crew here at Bucca. How about a round of applause for the coach, the professor, Damon Ware? Most importantly for y'all, the flock. We love you guys. You make it so much fun to do this.
We love you guys.
One final announcement before we call it a show. Next week we will be over because last time we were there, somebody screwed up the speakers. Me. We're going to go over to Muddy's next Wednesday. So Muddy's over in Waterville will be in. We're going to have a great time. We'll make sure everybody's taken great care of. It's going to be a lot of fun as always. Love it over at Muddy's. And we will have a blast. We'll answer your questions. We'll tell you whatever new news there is. Hopefully any merch we can talk about will actually be made by us. And tickets will be ready to go. We're working hard to make it happen for you guys. Make sure you take good care of our friends here at Bucca because they take great care of us. And if somebody would just go ahead and just pour me a beverage, I will get all over that thing. We'll have a great time. Everybody have a great night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.